Mindfulness-based relapse prevention strategies are another component of the Fostering Resilience Relapse Prevention Program. They're very important in that we're teaching the patients how to deal with triggers and cravings, and mindfulness is very, very powerful in being able to help the patients in those particular situations, especially when they're responding to these relapse warning signs that are outside of their awareness. So first, we teach them about what's called automatic pilot response. And this is something that I hear about very often from people who struggle with relapse, is that they'll tell me they were driving down the street, all of a sudden they turned down the road to their drug dealer's house. They don't know, they weren't in control of themselves, they don't know what was happening. Or another example is someone who tells me they're at the liquor store buying the bottle of vodka and they don't even know how they got there. It's kind of like they're in this blackout mode. And this is in response to typically the relapse warning signs that are outside of our awareness that trigger this automatic pilot response. Mindfulness is very, very helpful in helping to interrupt that automatic pilot response. It's also very key in high-risk situations. So if the patient finds themselves unexpectedly in a high-risk situation where they encounter somebody that they used to drink with or that they used to use with, they can practice these mindfulness skills to help them to get through that. It's also important to learn how to reach out to other people. That's a part of the mindfulness. We start each group in the relapse prevention program with a very brief mindfulness meditation experience. And I also teach the patients very specific skills and specific information related to the neurobiology of their brain and how the triggers and cravings can be in response to very specific situations that they're not even aware of that can trigger the cravings. And the mindfulness practiced on a daily basis very consistently, doesn't have to be long periods of time, can be 1 minute, 2 minutes each day, is going to be much more effective than someone who's practicing mindfulness maybe once a week for long periods of time. So my emphasis with the patients is practicing mindfulness, brief periods, consistently. Thereby, the patient doesn't get overwhelmed with the idea of meditation. Often people in early recovery struggle with racing thoughts, and I find that when they're in an environment where they're having to meditate for long periods of time, in early recovery that can be very difficult. So I found it to be much more effective to teach them very short, brief periods of meditation and learning how to do that consistently over time. If you feel that our relapse prevention program could help you or a loved one, please call the treatment center today.